how is your perspective as an editor unique in the industry? And you've definitely shared quite a few things, on this too, but please.
Gosh, I don't know. How is it unique in the industry? I think maybe I'm like this Gen Xer who grew up, like I learned by watching films on 35 and then cutting films on 16, and my childhood movies are Super 8. Like I just I love the organic quality of making films on film. Like to me, my first film process, which took a year to make a 12-minute film, and it cost me $15,000. And much of that was, I mean, the film stock was just one part of it, but the post-production in finishing on film and that film print, every time I would get into a festival, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't afford this, because I would have to strike a print and get it sent off, especially if two festivals were playing at the same time. So like, and negative cutting, you paid $4.50 for every edit, right? So my film school peers and I would like, my unique perspective is coming from that era, but also like VHS, and my film school application was two VCRs, linked together as a play, pause, same thing that Ryan was talking about. Like you just build the story with whatever technology you have at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But now I wonder like how much AI is going to change some stuff with visual effects. And yeah, we didn't hear Ryan's perspective on it, but I wonder if we're just going to be like, boop, all that work. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. We're not
Mm,
boop
we're not there
about
yet.
a lot of things yet, that AI or whatever, self-driving cars, all these things, they all have their big limits that they hit pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's true. I tried to make a film in AI last summer. It was a disaster. It's so bad, but I laughed so hard because I was trying to
Good.
use it as like footage generating, generative AI to tell part of this music video story I was trying to make.
Yeah.
Missing fingers and heads all melted. It was hilarious.
Like VR, like VR, they had such expectations. I went
Right.
to one of those VR like places where you go and you walk through, and yeah, like the people that were confronting you, their arms were kind of missing parts or they couldn't move fast
Yeah.
enough. And you're
Like,
like, yeah,
like
you're like, hey, this is okay. I'm like, how much money did you spend on this?
totally. We actually in COVID we got we got some federal COVID funds at our university, and our previous department chair used $1 million of it to buy a virtual production stage. So we're like, oh, the first in the state of Tennessee to have this virtual production stage. And many of the faculty members were terrified of teaching this because no one knows how this works. And it's like software like disguise and server based like mapping to the wall, but there's also motion tracking. And then Unreal, which we've been offering a class in Unreal Engine for filmmakers, which is really great. And I created a class called Virtual Filmmaking and Production Design. So we've been collaborating with this Unreal Engine class to make films on this $1 million wall.
Wow.
Second semester, like there was something happened, the camera tracking wasn't working, the wall's not functional, everything grinds to a halt. And we're a public university with no tech support, really, other than a senior staff engineer and the assistant engineer who are running around putting out fires everywhere. So in many cases, I've been like, just get me a green screen. What is this virtual production stuff? Like I could do the same thing on a green screen and we'd be done. But there's so much post that comes now into pre-production with virtual production. I don't know if it's a time saver. In Nashville, those stages are 50 grand a day. So they're
Wow.
not for independent filmmakers. They're
Yeah.
for the record labels, and but our students are going to get jobs in it because it's new, and the older folks like me are not going to want to learn disguise for
Yeah.
running
Yeah.
LED systems, but our students are younger and more interested in that technology. But then again, I'm different. I'm old, and I love I love hands-on stuff.